Well, thank you, Adrian, and so to one of the most rashly awaited of all group games, a bona fide heavyweight clash between two of the last three world champions, but a contest billed as the Group E title decider is now all but an eliminator. Only a Costa Rican uppercut earlier this afternoon has provided some margin for error. Germany fragile of chin, legs wobbling after Japan's heroics, remain on the ropes, although they are now guaranteed to make round 3 of this group stage, however bleak their outlook. If tonight can't provide the definitive knockout blow, those from the red corner could administer a shot that necessitates a standing 8 count, and which would leave Germany with just a their fate out of their hands. It's Germany's pedigree that makes the situation harder to stomach for Die Mannschafts' loyal followers. Until Russia, they hadn't succumbed to elimination in the group stage of the World Cup for 80 years. Now, it could happen twice in a row. Spain, too, have enjoyed both the glorious and the ignominious, failing to get to the quarters in either tournament since they won in 2010, but with some worthy successes to the golden generation now identified, the curve is back on an upward trajectory. They came within a shootout of the Euros final, and they reached the Nations League final, and they've already recorded their biggest ever World Cup win here in Qatar. So Germany have Neuer in goal, Kehrer, Süle, Rudiger and Raum, Goretzka, Kimmich and Gundogan, Gnabry, Muller and Musiala. For Spain, it's Unai Simon, Carvajal, Rodri, Laporte and Jordi Alba, Busquets with Gavi and Pedri flanking him, and a front three of Ferran Torres, who scored a hat-trick in their last meeting with Asensio and Dani Olmo. Referee is the Dutchman Danny Macaulay, who took charge of Germany's 3-3 draw with England in the Nations League a couple of months ago, almost to the day. Their starts to the tournament could hardly have been more contrasting, but the last 48 hours have shown that the sands can shift so quickly on the desert breeze. What happened in match day 1 has proved to be no barometer of what will happen in match day 2. How Germany hope that that is the case tonight, whilst another Spain win will see them become the second side through to the round of 16. We're off and running. And it's Spain, all red with yellow trim, kicking from left to right in this first half. Germany in white shirts with a black central band and white shorts. And in need of some inspiration, Stuart Pearce, they simply have to improve on their last 45 minutes of World Cup football.
Well, they've been given a lifeline, I think, by Japan's result today, but they're still under big pressure, and if yesterday's anything to go by, the Argentinian game, you could sense the atmosphere and the pressure around the stadium, certainly until Messi hit the back of the net.
Dani Carvajal with header back to his goalkeeper, Unai Simon. It is, in fact, mopped up by Rodri, playing at centre-half in this tournament rather than his more customary defensive midfield position. He's made 4 previous appearances for Spain, playing in the heart of a back 4, and that's the role that he's cast in this World Cup. And he's in possession now. He sends it out to Jordi Alba, who's winning his 89th cap for his country today. Plenty of experience in this Spain side, along with the youth in there as well. And now the ball is worked forward down the Spanish left for Dani Olmo, worked very quickly back in towards Pedri, who just for a moment has lost it. Busquets dives into a challenge, and the referee is more than happy that there was nothing wrong with it, and has allowed play to continue with a throw to Germany, which they will take over on their right-hand side. Only 2 defeats in the last 17 games for Die Mannschaft, but most recent of those in their last game last Wednesday. Spain, on the other hand, 3 straight wins coming into this match in the tournament, and they've won 9 of the last 12. They've just had a free kick go against them around the edge of the penalty area. Asensio a little bit too lively. Just confirmation of the German back 4. Kehrer out right back, Süle moving into centre half from right back. Rudiger swapping from the right centre half to the left centre half for this game. And Raum playing at left back. He was at fault for the winning goal out of position the other night against Germany. Who now have a throw about 5 yards from the corner flag on their right-hand side. And this is an opportunity to potentially try and work it inside the penalty area. A long throw, maybe on the cards. Thrown instead inside the penalty area, flicked on, then headed away. And an opportunity for the Spanish to try and break quickly with Dani Olmo sliding in. He's claiming he was caught in possession. The referee, Danny Mackley, agrees. It's a free kick which will be taken about 5-10 yards inside Spanish territory. We're 3 minutes in here on TalkSport. Spain 0, Germany 0.
Yeah, just looking at the Germans, they look as though they're coming out with a little bit of fire in their belly, it's fair to say. Another opportunity here to turn the Spanish backline round.
Spain winning it and getting it back, and safely enough through Jordi Alba to his goalkeeper Unai Simon. And then a free kick goes Spain's way inside their own half as Gavi, the youngster in the team at 18, is pulled to the ground.
Yeah, as I say, the Germans come out, look as though they've got a bit of fire in their belly, pressing hard, running hard, and to be fair, if they don't show it in this game, every chance they could be on their way home.
And certainly helped by the result in the first game today. Japan 0, Costa Rica 1, which very few saw coming on the basis of how both of those sides' opening matches had transpired. Japan beating Germany and Costa Rica shipping 7 against Spain. That means that Germany win this game today. All 4 teams in the group will have 3 points. If they don't win, they will be bottom of the group going into the final game, and yet would still, I think, fancy their chances of being able to progress. That victory for Costa Rica is a massive lifeline for them. Spain turning over possession on the right hand side of the penalty area, laid back by Ferran Torres. Pedri back to him, driven across the edge of the box, and Asensio's touch let him down, which just allowed Kera the opportunity to be able to get it away. It looked for a moment as though he was going to be able to get himself into a position, Asensio, to get a left-footed shot in, but just a heavy touch. It squirted away from out of his control, and Neuer is going to be able to get it away. What an achievement for him, an 18th World Cup appearance, tying Brazilian goalkeeper Claudio Taffarel's record of 18 World Cup games for a goalkeeper. Spain have it at the back with Rodri, played to him by his Manchester City club teammate Emerick Laporte, and then laid back by Carvajal. The goalkeeper Unai Simon, and out to the Spanish left-hand side again. 0-0, 5 minutes gone. Now the goalkeeper with anything to do in these early stages. The other results today in the other group: Belgium 0, Morocco 2, and Croatia 4, Canada 1. The Canadians took the lead, but they're now going to be taking the plane home after their next game. They are mathematically eliminated along with Qatar. France, the only side at the moment that are through. Spain will join them if they win this game. Still goalless and chanceless. And the ball is played back for Rodri again. It's 15 yards inside his own half. You're with TalkSport, your World Cup station. All 64 games from the tournament on the TalkSport network, including all 4 tomorrow, where Cameroon take on Serbia on TalkSport 2, which kicks off at 10. And here on TalkSport is South Korea, Ghana at 1, Brazil against Switzerland at 4, and Portugal, Uruguay at 7. Plenty of Spanish possession. Germany keeping a tight, regimented, disciplined shape. They are playing a customary 4-2-3-1 formation. Kai Gundogan is the man that is playing in the number 10 role. And at the other end is Gavi towards the edge of the D. Asensio just flicking it off to his left-hand side. An opportunity. Oh, it's hit the jump to the post and bar. Magnificent strike coming in from the edge of the penalty area. Wonderfully hit by Dani Olmo. And Spain very nearly striking first.
Yeah, not overly sure whether there was a touch on that by Neuer, but an incredible strike. Good setup by Spain. Slow, progressive setup, and cannoned it off the underside of the bar out, and then gone for a corner.
Yeah, it's an excellent save. He's got a top hand to it to flick it onto the bar and keep his clean sheet intact. First corner of the game taken short, then worked back out to the left-hand side of the penalty area where a sliding challenge comes in. And eventually it goes out of play for a throw. It's been given Spain's way. Germany thought that should be their ball, but has gone the other way instead. So 0-0 with 7 gone, but very nearly a quick goal. It would have been the second quickest of the tournament so far. It's a throw which Spain will take level with the edge of the German penalty area. Back for Olmo again, who's been heavily involved in these early stages. Now Gavi He loses out. Gnabry trying to bring it forward for the Germans, still inside their own half, but no sooner is possession won back by Germany than they surrender it again. Another decent turnover from Spain. There have been a few of those in the early stages, and you can tell which of these two sides is the one that is playing with confidence from what has happened 4 days ago.
You certainly are, especially with a scenario of 3 points in the bag. It really, really changes the dynamic of how teams go into the game. And just touching on that point about Spain building up with a back four and not really progressive fullbacks, with Busquets sat in front of the back line as well, it makes them very, very difficult to be counter-attacked, because you've got at least 4-5 players behind the ball at all time.
Rodri for Dani Carvajal, a player who's won 5 Champions Leagues in his career. Now Laporte, who qualifies for Spain through residency. They lived in Spain for a long time, but born in France, only declared for the Spanish about 18 months ago. Long diagonal from him, it's a peach of a pass, and beautifully brought down as well by Ferran Torres, his former Manchester City teammate, with his right foot. Just took it on. He was trying to find a way past Raum on this near touchline. Raum wasn't too sure where the ball had ended up, but he was very grateful to see as it looked as though Gavi was going to be able to get in behind him, but it had just gone over the line and out of play for a throw that's been given to Germany in their left-back position. Spain on top, but still goalless through the opening 8 minutes here on TalkSport. It's Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, as I say, with that strong Spanish formation that they have, a rigid formation, it's probably Pedri and Gavi that have got a bit of a licence in that central area to burst forward, supplement the wide areas and slide across in the advanced midfield areas that they occupy.
And early signs that Germany are looking pretty fragile. Ball played down to the left back again, round to Tony Rudiger, forward through the midfield, from him to Musiala, the former England under-21 international, cleverly flicked round the corner by Gundogan, and Goretzka right in the challenge of Busquets. 3 against 3 here for Germany. If the ball is good, out comes Unai Simon and makes the save from Gnabry, although the offside flag is up anyway. But Germany setting up the counter. That's what they're playing for here, really. And just going back to the point you were making, Busquets makes it hard by and large, but when he comes down and commits with the midfielder and gets played around, he makes it very easy.
And it was evident the other day in a game that they really dominated that his lack of mobility in there, Busquets. Anyone running off him will cause him a big problem, and his turning circle was horrific.
Busquets, the winner of this competition in 2010, playing in his 4th World Cup. He's the 4th Spaniard to play in 15 World Cup games. This is 141st camp for his country tonight. But nearly embarrassed. Spain will be able to bring it forward. It's still 0-0. Ball down to the Spanish right-hand side for Ferran Torres. The near touchline right in front of us, with Spain kicking from left to right. Back he goes for Carvajal. Rodri near the edge of the centre circle. Worked in towards Pedri. Pedri to Jordi Alba and out to Dani Olmo. Spanish finding possession very easy to come by on what is quite a warm night, quite a close night here in the desert, the northernmost of the 8 venues here in Qatar, and like all the others, relatively close to the coast. Pedri just bringing it forward over the halfway line, dropping the ball into the feet of Asensio, who can scoop it out of the left-hand touchline for Jordi Alba. And Spain just stringing the passes together easily enough. Haven't got past the round of 16 since they won the World Cup in South Africa. Knocked out in the group stage when they were holders in 2014, and then only went one better in 2018 when they were beaten by hosts Russia on penalties in the second round. Hoping for much more with this team. I'm hoping for more here with Dani Olmo, left-hand side of the area, who's claiming that he was just muscled to the ground there by Kehrer, but Danny Macaulay, the referee, is happy that it was a legitimate challenge, and play goes on with Germany working it forward quickly, trying to get Muller in, but it'll be turned by the Spanish back line, and Laporte out towards Jordi Alba, turned then forward through the midfield by Kimmich, and Kimmich gets it back again from Gundogan. It goes into the feet of Gnabry. Musiala heavily involved. let Spain mop up comfortably enough at the back with Laporte finding his goalkeeper. Simon out to Rodri, who passes it back through his box to Laporte, but it was safely done, and Spain can bring it forward again. We're 13 minutes in, and it's Spain 0, Germany 0, on a night where if Spain win, they're through to the round of 16 here on TalkSport.
Yeah, game started with a brilliant tempo. I've got to say both teams are going at it. There's no sitting off from either of them. They're both chasing the game. And I think the importance of the youth of the legs of Gavi and Pedri can't be understated. With the fullbacks not venturing too far up the pitch, they're the ones that have got to create the overloads. They're the ones that have got to burst forward and link play together. It's absolutely vital.
Around finding Musiala at inside left, but in stabbing it forward, he just presented it to Busquets. And the Spanish very quickly back in possession with Pedri. Pedri, who's played nearly 100 games for Barcelona already, despite the fact that he only turned 20 this week. Just plays it back to his back line, and Laporte in turn back for Unai Simon, and then Laporte in getting it back has to play a more hurried ball down to the right flank where Carvajal can control it neatly on his chest and knocks it down for Gavi, who is fouled by Raum. Combination of Raum and Goretzka both on the scene very quickly. And Spain have a free kick 20 yards inside their own half. This group looks like this: Spain 3, Japan 3, Costa Rica 3, and Germany 0. That's the point standings at the start of play. Spain, if it stays this way, would be a point clear and on the verge of qualification. They're not automatically through if they draw tonight. I mean, they are all but through. They'd win the group if this is a draw. If they won the final game, they'd also finish top if they drew and Costa Rica didn't beat Germany. They would only go out if they lost and the Costa Ricans beat Germany. Well, Costa Rica lose to Germany, and there's a 9-goal swing in goal difference, so basically a draw's enough, all but mathematically. They won't be playing for a draw here. You can guarantee that they will be playing to win, get the job done tonight. It's a similar situation that England were in the other night against the United States. And England next in action, of course, in 48 hours' time on the western side of Al Rayyan. England against Wales, a massive game as far as Wales are concerned, and that's a 6 p.m. kickoff, your time, here on TalkSport. Musiala goes back for Rudiger, controlling it just outside his own penalty area, and goes square to his right, where it'll be easily knocked forward by Sula, and then played up the right-hand touchline to Serge Gnabry. Spain winning it back with Jordi Alba. Sula in this role with which he's got much more comfort, playing at centre-half for his country rather than right back as he did in the game against Japan. And he's been playing at right back for Dortmund, but he didn't look comfortable there at all. There's no surprise to see him move back into the centre at Schlotterbeck's expense tonight. Germany work it forward. Muller's come back from an offside position and has given a free kick away about 10 yards or so inside the Spanish half, which is taken by Laporte, by Rodri to Laporte, and Laporte controls it now and plays it down to Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba to Dani Olmo, trying to turn his way away from Thilo Kehrer. And Germany winning it back in the midfield. A good play by Musiala. It's good ball retention, just leaving Pedri in his wake for a moment. He's laid it out to the right for Gnabry. Kehrer with the white sweatbands around his wrist, via Sula to Rudiger, who's similarly adorned. Now down to the German left-hand side for Raum. Raum back for Rudiger, back for Manuel Neuer again. Germany taking an opportunity to try and get a feel of the ball and a little bit of possession. Long diagonal play by Sula. Good ball out towards the left for Raum, who just couldn't control it. What we've seen throughout this tournament, Stuart, if a ball gets hit quite hard, it really scoots off the surface. It's very difficult. It runs away from you. It doesn't hold up on the surface at all, as some players might ordinarily expect it to do. It can't gather pace, but it seems to.
No, as I say, obviously length of grass and firmness of pitch put play to that. Plenty of water on the pitch as well, and as you rightly say, you see a pass and you think, will he or won't he get to this? And the answer is won't he all the time, because the ball just flies away.
Spain did beat Germany 1-0 in the most recent World Cup meeting between these two nations. Carlos Puyol's goal winning their semi-final in 2010. Neuer played that day, so too did Busquets. Two sides also drew in Chicago in the group stage of the 94 World Cup. Well, West Germany beat Spain in the group at Villa Park in 1966, and also in Madrid in the second group stage of the 1982 tournament. The last time these two sides met, Spain won 6-0. 9 who started that day are playing here. 4 for Spain, 5 for Germany. Spain on the front foot. 18 minutes in. 0-0 the score. And apart from that effort for Dani Olmo that Neuer tipped onto the bar, neither goalkeepers had anything to do so far. And Spain bossing the opening 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes have been a more even affair. Brown standing in front of the German technical area. Well, it's a great throw down the line, apart from one thing. It bounced once and went straight back out of play again. The idea was right. He was unlucky. Had it not bounced at all on the playing surface, he could have had another go. As it is, it becomes a Spain throw. Carvajal. Not such a long throw from him. Looking to try and get it into the feet of Marco Asensio. And Rudiger wins it. And goes back for Sula. Sula to Kehrer. And Kehrer back for his yellow-clad goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer, who hits it long, left-footed, over halfway, and it's headed by Laporte straight out of play into the German bench and out for a German throw. 19 minutes in, Spain 0, Germany 0. Who's the happier of the two coaches so far, Stuart?
I think definitely the Spanish look more confident within the way they're playing. I keep emphasising there's basically 9 players that have got set formations in the Spanish team, and 2 that have got flexibility to move around, come across the pitch, overload in certain areas, run beyond strikers, the 2 youngsters in midfield there. And apart from that, you know that there's going to be set formations for the rest of them. Crossfield passes have been prevalent for the Spanish with the width that they hold in advanced areas. And the one thing I would say, Gundogan playing as a number 10 up against Busquets is all well and good, but I think you need someone with a bit more pace potentially, that's prepared to run off him and go beyond Müller to threaten the back line. I think Gundogan's looking on turnover to receive the ball rather than run without it.
Yeah, the way that Germany are playing, it's the wide men who aren't out and out wide men in the way that they're playing today. They're the ones that are having to try and make the runs in behind Thomas Müller, but so far haven't been able to. Sula getting it away from Asensio, playing it out towards Thilo Kehrer, who's making his World Cup debut today for Germany. Neuer, man at the other end of the scale, drives it forward left-footed. Goretzka leaning into Busquets. No foul by either man, despite both claiming that there was. And Goretzka felt that he had the better claim for a free kick, but Spain are allowed to play on, and they've worked with Carvajal into the feet of Asensio. Now Busquets has done well, and there's space for Pedri, running towards the edge of the penalty area in the D. White shirts quickly around him, exchanging passes with Gavi, who tries an intricate flick to get himself into a shooting position, but Germany can clear, and they get it towards halfway, where it'll be picked up again by Spain, and back they will come again. That was an excellent ball from Busquets, and good awareness from Pedri to find the space, and that's a good ball from Busquets again, out to the left this time for Jordi Alba. Dani Olmo ahead of him, he's gone for goal and fired it wide of Neuer's near post. Decent effort with his weaker right foot, but it drifts wide, and we're just short of the midway stage of this first half. Still Spain 0, Germany 0.
Yeah, really good effort there, just cut inside his man, unloaded with, as you say, the weaker foot, and the net just rippled as he hit the outside of the net. But to be fair to Neuer, I'm pretty sure he's pulled his hands away and had that covered.
Jordi Alba, another veteran at the age of 33, and it was interesting from what you were saying, you're giving me a tactical breakdown of the way that Spain had played. They didn't get the fullbacks forward in that game against Costa Rica, to a fault. Azpilicueta at 33 on one side and Jordi Alba at 33 on the other. Well, they've left Azpilicueta out tonight, and Jordi Alba has been given a little bit more license to push forward. Good play again by the Spanish youngster Pedri, who is a little bit unlucky that it doesn't get a throw. It's a free kick the other way, possibly for a foul by Ferran Torres rather than Pedri himself, and it'll be taken on this near touchline, the German left-hand side. 0-0.
You can see this phase of action and pressure just then. Both Gavi and Pedri over this side of the pitch, where you think everyone else is balanced off in the Spanish ranks. The 4, the 1, the strikers split across the pitch, the 3 of them. but those two have got licence to overload, squeeze across, do the pressing, anything, and they've got the youthful energy to do so.
I'll come back to that point in a moment. Unai Simon has been hurried into a clearance as the ball was laid back to him with real pace, and he shanked it away and put it out for a throw which will be taken on the German left flank, level the edge of the penalty area, and Raum will come forward to take it. A throw that goes down towards the corner flag, and they can't make anything of it, and despite the best endeavours of Thomas Muller, it goes out of play for a goal kick. So they've got the licence to be able to work the space, Gavi and Pedri. What do Germany need to do to counter that and stop them being effective?
Well, obviously the Germans and Goretzka and Kimmich are the two players that are directly up against them. That's fine, but they're almost a match-up of three players there. It's 3 against 3 in that central midfield area. What I would say is someone's got to, and they've proved it with Busquets already. Once you get him turned and run away from him, he's got absolutely no recovery run at all. He's brilliant. He's a quarterback on the ball. He's fantastic on the ball. That's his forte, and he makes this team tick. He receives it, he pops it around. But what he's not good at this age anymore is tracking runners, and I think they need someone probably slightly quicker around there, or certainly Gundogan's got to run off him and bounce off him like he is now.
Muller playing it inside the penalty area, and Gundogan couldn't get there. Half clear, but only half clear. Shot from the edge of the area, takes a deflection. Gnabry firing it in left-footed, and it's gone away and out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, just as I was saying it, he's done exactly that. He's peeled off the back of Busquets, build up around the box. Busquets not great on the turn and recovery. All of a sudden, slight overload.
Well, Germany have a player down injured, so you're not missing anything here on Talk Sport. And referee Macaulay will come across to see how serious it is. Is it Raum that is?
I think it's Raum.
He's down there, gallivanting left back.
Most of them do, you know.
Yeah, most of them.
Oh, we've got a Spanish one that doesn't so much, but
well, most of them got a decent free kick. Nice Puyol, the man who scored the most significant goal in a match between these two in the World Cup semi-final, is here today. It's just being shown on the TV monitors. Raum is okay. He's hobbling off the field, having been caught in a dangerous area. Spain restart. Unai Simon playing it out from the back. Spain 7-0 win over Costa Rica, their biggest ever at the World Cup. 7 goals from 7 shots on target. An economy of effort. Had just the one on target so far today, which Neuer tipped onto the bar. They've come close in an effort that Neuer did have covered from Jordi Alba. He's been the busier of the two goalkeepers in shot stopping, but not with his feet. He's got the ball at his feet now. He's given it away to Dani Olmo. Played it for Ferran Torres, who couldn't get hold of his left-footed shot. And Neuer gratefully pounces on the ball, and he's relieved because it was a shocking kick out from him. But he's got away with it.
Really was loose. He's trying to pick Sula out, I think. Got it awfully wrong. And a great recovery by Raum, I've got to say. Don't think Torres really got hold of the ball. Stuck under his foot a little bit, but great recovery by Raum.
Around playing it forward, and Musiala trying to find a way past Rodri, and the referee finds in his favour. Germany coming into this having lost back-to-back games at the World Cup for the first time in 40 years. Beaten by Japan. They lost to South Korea in their last game in the last World Cup. They haven't ever lost 3 consecutive World Cup games, but that's a mark they could reach tonight. But just to reiterate the maths in this group, they aren't eliminated if they lose this game, and that's because of the result in the other match. Had Costa Rica not beaten Japan, then a defeat here for Germany would have spelled the end of their tournament. It's 0-0, 27 minutes gone. Signs of promise for both teams, a little bit more isolated for Germany. Ball is with Unai Simon. He's put under immediate pressure, and like a number of goalkeepers at this tournament, he doesn't look comfortable with the ball in his feet when the opposition are pressing him. Raum comes forward and has found Dani Carvajal. It's a free kick which will be taken on halfway by the Spanish. There's no surprise that whenever the ball is laid back for Unai Simon, one of the German players, and it's often Gnabry, the quickest of them, will hair after him and try and force a kicking error out of it.
Yeah, they've pressed really well from the front in that respect. I'll tell you what, I've been noticing Rom's received the ball, they've played out from the back on occasion, and he's probably had it 3 or 4 times now, and the wide players are really not working hard enough to give him options. A couple of times he's looked up, absolutely nothing on, and he's being pressed and he needs help.
Now Neuer wanting the time to take a second touch, and has just chipped it out to David Raum, who now receives it, and it's a perfect illustration of what you were saying, Stu, because he looked up and he had Musiala, who was covered by 2, and all his other options really were fight balls. Germany have been able to recycle it out towards the right-hand side, where Gnabry can't find a way through in the first attempt. Spain then do win it back, and it's played towards Asensio, but Rudiger steps forward and just clatters his right foot through the ball. Get it away from Asensio and deep into Spanish territory again. Asensio who scored against Costa Rica, which was his first goal in 15 games and 3 years for his country, and his second for them all told. Spain in possession inside their own half, midway between the edge of their own penalty area and the halfway line. I mentioned that tomorrow we've got Cameroon against Serbia, which kicks off at 10 on TalkSport 2, then South Korea, Ghana, Brazil, Switzerland and Portugal, Uruguay. Matches that start at 1, 4 and 7 respectively. And let me also flag up next Saturday, TalkSport will bring you live and exclusive radio commentary of Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora, the trilogy. That's for the WBC World Heavyweight title. You can listen on there via your smart speaker or download the TalkSport app for free. Ball played inside the Spanish penalty area. Good defensive header by Rodri. Certainly settled into that centre-half role very ably. Musiala picking it up on the German left, though. Will go back outside the area for Rudiger. Rudiger setting sights and needs to recalibrate the radar, because he's put that one 10 yards high and 7 yards wide. 0-0.
A very conservative estimate there, I think.
More like 20 and 27, wasn't it? It was not his best, bearing in mind how good he can be from distance. Spain determined to play out from the back again. Germany pressed them. Spain trying to play through that press. As it's worked through the midfield, Sula has fouled his man. Play goes on. Danny McAlee allowing the advantage to be played, and Spain work it back forward through the midfield. Ferran Torres then gives it away. Goretzka, Gundogan, I beg your pardon, sliding in, and Unai Simon had to come out of his penalty area very quickly to make sure Muller wasn't able to pick it up. He got it clear. It goes from Pedri to Jordi Alba, and then back to the centre-half Laporte, and now Sergio Busquets will turn in possession just outside his own penalty area. Half an hour in. Group as it stands right this minute: Spain 4, Japan 3, Costa Rica with an inferior goal difference 3, and Germany 1. Unai Simon controlling it inside the 6-yard box, unhurried, played it to Busquets, who certainly was hurried. He opened up his body and sent a right-footed ball spinning straight out of play for a throw that Germany will take, as Goretzka got a little problem by the look of it. He's down on his haunches in the midfield, but he's back up. He waves away the need for treatment, and Germany will restart play with the throw. They've turned over possession, having initially lost it. Gnabry back out for Kehrer. Has he won another throw over on that far side? He has, and this one's only about 6-7 yards from the corner flag on the German right. 0-0.
The Germans really fancy their chance on the press. Every time Spain have looked to play out from the goalkeeper, or have got a back pass going to the goalkeeper, someone's herring after him, trying to press him. On that occasion, Busquets under a bit of pressure, just scalped one out of play.
Sula at the heart of the German defence. Back for Rudiger, who just had to trot back inside his own half to be able to field the ball. Forward again for Niklas Sula, the Dortmund man. Pass from him was intercepted by Pedri. Comes a fight ball in the midfield. Goretzka's involved again. Spain clear with Rodri. Back it comes from Sula. Busquets wanting time on the ball, not given any by Goretzka, but he could get it away from him, and Spain will be able to bring it forward. La Roja down there right, this near touchline of Spain in there. Red shirts with the yellow trim, kick from left to right. This magnificent 3-tiered stadium out in the desert near Al Khor, northern city in Qatar, the Al Bayt Stadium. which is probably the second best of the 8 World Cup venues. None of them too shoddy. Ball worked down the left-hand side. Dani Olmo's made a great run. Neuer didn't know whether to stick or twist. He's trotting back inside his penalty area. He's played in and over the bar from Ferran Torres. It wouldn't have counted. His blushes spared by the offside flag. It was a terrible miss, but as it turned out, it wouldn't have counted anyway.
No, just strayed probably half a yard too soon. But he's looked up. Neuer's backing off, so he's not in his goal. And really, I'm not sure how he's missed that.
It was Dani Olmo who was offside. The ball played through to him. He then took it inside the penalty area, pulled it back. Ferran Torres onside, blazed over an empty net effectively from 7 yards out. Got away with it. Torres, who scored a hat-trick when these two sides last met in the Nations League in 2020. Scored twice on his World Cup debut against Costa Rica the other night, which ended a 6-game goal drought. A couple of goals for him in the Euros as well. Former Manchester City player who could boast a Premier League hat-trick. Germany trying to stop Spain taking a quick throw and trying to do so by foul means rather than fair. Boot raised, but nothing more than a few oohs and ahs in the crowd. Play swiftly continues, and then there's a push by Raum on Ferran Torres, and a free kick goes Spain to 8 on halfway. So with 10 minutes to go to half time, 0-0 it remains. Last European side to beat Germany in the World Cup were Spain some 12 years ago. Spain, on the other hand, don't have a good record against European opposition. They haven't beaten a European side in the World Cup, remarkably, since they won the 2010 final against the Dutch. Here's Dani Olmo again, as he played it off Süle for a corner. He has last touch off the big dark-haired German centre-half, and Spain have their second corner of the night.
If you're looking at direct matchups between both teams, I think the Spanish wide players are certainly getting more involvement and more movement and better play within the game than certainly the Germans who are. The Germans are not available to receive, and they're not threatening him behind in any way, shape.
Yeah, Dani Olmo is certainly looking the most dangerous. In comes this corner towards the penalty spot. Rodri with a little flick on. Ferran Torres, that's blocked. Goes out of play for another corner. Well dealt with by Musiala. But space for Ferran Torres on the right-hand side of the penalty after a clever flick on from Rodri from the corner.
Well, I think Musiala's involvement there was certainly needed. Credit to him, and he's had to do his best work defensively. Fantastic block by him.
Stretched out a left foot to be able to get it away. Jamal Musiala won 2 caps for England's under-21s. Still a teenager. Man has been in fine form for Bayern this season with 12 goals at a rate of better than one every other game. Corner taken short this time. Olmo firing it in. Didn't get the distance or the elevation to clear Süle on the penalty spot, and he can head away. And Germany help it further upfield. Unai Simon will control it outside his own penalty area. Found Carvajal, who plays it straight back to him, and the Spanish goalkeeper in all black tonight will whack it upfield, and it's well read coming in off the left flank. An opportunity for Pedri. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. And Thilo Kehrer will have his name taken for that. That was cynical in stopping the attack. And Kehrer is the first player booked.
There's an old saying in football, Jim, if you make one mistake, don't make another straight away trying to rectify the first one. He's backed off, he's let the ball bounce, he should have come and dealt with it, and after that he was playing catch-up, and he should never have gone to ground. He's got himself booked now, and that's a big problem for any fullback.
Slapping his hand into the ground in frustration, Thilo Kehrer, after the foul of Ferran Torres. Free kick to Spain in a central area, not in a shooting position. It's a good 20 yards outside the box. Not the way the Spain line that kind of thing up. It's always just going to be worked short, and they'll start again. More familiar patterns of passing play. Raum's done really well, actually. Stopped the ball finding Dani Olmo, then rolled his right foot over the top of it to work it forward. As it's played forward some 60 yards, Gnabry's offside. Spain just swapping the wingers round for a moment. Dani Olmo's come to this near touchline, Stu, the Spanish right, and Ferran's gone out to the left. Dani Olmo had a bit of joy against Kehrer, now fancying his chances against Raum.
Yeah, as I say, the width of the Spaniards is certainly causing a little bit of a problem.
Free kick to Germany. 10 yards outside their penalty area. Team have made it to the last 8 of 9 of the last 10 World Cups, but not the last one. And plenty of work to do to get out of the group in this one. Any kind of positive result here, they will fancy their chances. They're still the bookies' favourites to go through along with Spain from this group. Here's Gnabry, just trying to draw the challenge out of Jordi Alba, and he managed it beautifully. Flicked it past him to the outside, and Alba's brought him down. It's a free kick which will be taken on the German right. Haven't created an awful lot from open play. Will a set piece be their route in behind this Spanish back line? Kimmich going across to take it.
The Spaniards looking more the fluent of the two teams, I would say. Germany playing a more hit and miss brand of football.
38 minutes gone, 0-0. The Germans have got 5 forward for this, and not too much ground between any of the quintet. Rudiger waiting on the edge of the D is unmarked. Spain have got 7 against that German 5, and it comes right footed. It's Rudiger, it's 1-0. It's against the run of play, but they lead, and nobody had picked up his run at all. He stood on the edge of the D, attacked the space. Spain stood and watched, and he powers a header past Unai Simon. This group is wide open. It's Germany 1, Spain 0.
Well, I've got a wonderful ball in, outswinging away from the goalkeeper, no chance on movement at all. Oh, this check-in, hang on a minute. VAR's crept in and turned it over.
Offside, I think they're saying. Well, let's have a look at the replay. He is, it's really, really close, but his left knee is goal side of Laporte, and it's been chalked off, and correctly chalked off. It's 0-0.
I've got to say, Laporte is a very fortunate man then. He was probably 3 metres behind any of his other teammates, dropped off, and it was just Rudiger's impatience that's probably chalked the goal off.
Relief for the Spaniards, and the roar that greeted the restart from an indirect free kick, almost as big as the one that had greeted the goal in the first place. It's a huge let-off as far as Spain are concerned, because they just hadn't picked up his run at all, and it is very marginal. I mean, offside is offside, as everybody keeps saying, but it is fractional.
Well, it's fair to say if you play for the offside, you can sleep easier at night.
Dani Carvajal, misplaced ball across the edge of his own area. Gnabry couldn't find Muller. Spain gathered away, and all of a sudden they can counter and can run at the German back line, with Pedri working it wide to the left. Asensio stops his run. Jordi Alba playing it in. Spain with a corner. It's been a little bit of a slow burner at times, this game, but it's certainly picked up the last 10-12 minutes or so, and Spain get their 4th corner without reply, an opportunity for them to take the lead in the closing minutes of the first half. 0-0 on TalkSport.
And some of the better chances in this game have probably come from the odd mistake. You know, the playing out from the back, a loose ball here all of a sudden gives encouragement.
Corner taken short. Play to the corner of the penalty area, and then back out of the left-hand side where Rudiger can head the ensuing cross away. Spain will win a throw down within about 10-12 yards of the German corner flag. Rudiger having the ball in the net, correctly disallowed for offside. Dani Carvajal will come forward to take the throw. Carvajal, who played in the last World Cup, had his only major tournament, though he's been unlucky with the timing of injuries at points during his career, but playing his first game in this World Cup today. One change in the Spanish side. He came in for Azpilicueta. Good header back by Laporte. Headed away on the edge of the German penalty area by Sulu. He's had a much better game today than he did against the Japanese. Spain get it back with Jordi Alba in behind Pedri, rescued though by Asensio. Back from him to Busquets. A familiar figure in the Spanish midfield wearing 5, as always. Back inside his own half for Laporte. Busquets showing for the ball, but it's played instead to Pedri. Jordi Alba going down the left. Asensio has come out from the false 9 position, almost the left back for a moment, as Alba made the run outside him. Germany again smuggle it clear from the edge of their own penalty area with Gundogan, and then Kehrer working it forward. Gundogan trying to make something happen. Plays it back into the heart of the midfield, where Germany win a fight ball and can pass it around. Round turning away from Ferran Torres. It's Dani Olmo that's playing the central role just for a moment in this ever-changing, very fluid front 3 that Spain are operating with. Ball back from Neuer, who made a very good early save from Dani Olmo. Musiala controlling it in Spanish territory, and Busquets sticks out a foot as a swipe brings him down and gets a yellow card. It's not his first rodeo in terms of getting on the wrong side of a referee. He's the first Spaniard to have his name taken tonight. Ferrer in the book for Germany, and Busquets now for Spain. It's 0-0 with 2 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, I think Rodrigo was the first participant in trying to grapple him back, more so than Busquets, to be fair.
It's Busquets that gets the caution. Now in his 7th major tournament for the Spaniards.
What's your viewpoint on Germany coming away with a point? How will they view that, Jim?
A good point. I'll go through the maths in a moment, but they've got a free kick first. But it will be a good point for them. They would certainly fancy their chance of being able to get out of the group if they can get a point here. Kimmich. Send it wide towards the far post. Rudiger again with an uncharted run. Rifles it back in, and Simon parried it away. It's then headed straight back to him very calmly. Any danger of the Spaniards trying to pick up Rudiger defending a set piece?
Incredible. 2 set plays so far, and it was a marginal offside that saved them from conceding.
Dani Olmo to Pedri. Pedri back for Jordi Alba, actually bypasses him. Asensio, left-hand side of the area, pulling it back. Sula stretches and clears. Back from whence it came. We've gone into 2 added minutes at the end of this first half. Dani Olmo has it. Sula's there again and forces him back outside the penalty area. But he's retained possession. He's had a good game, Dani Olmo. Spain work it deeper for Rodri. Rodri to his right-hand side for Carvajal. Back for Rodri again. And then play to the inside left position for Spain, where Pedri will just play it straight back. Every passing avenue between any 2 Spanish players has been very well explored in this first 45 minutes. Jordi Alba, Dani Olmo trying to turn his man, so won the free kick. Going back to that point you were making, if it ends as a draw, Germany can only qualify if they beat Costa Rica, but I think that they would expect to have to beat Costa Rica. If they do, and Spain beat Japan, they're through. If Spain and Japan draw, the Germans would only go through if they beat Costa Rica by a couple. So there is a little bit of jeopardy. I mean, it clearly would make a massive difference for Germany if they could win this game, but a draw, in the grand scheme of things, the context of the group, having lost the opening game to Japan, I think will be seen very much as a good result. And they've had signs of encouragement latterly. Got some defending to do here, though. Spain taking this free kick, floating in from Dani Olmo, headed back into the fray by Laporte, then turned in again by Gavi, and sliding in on the edge of the 6-yard box. It's a missed kick. Gavi then wins a corner off Goretzka right at the end of this first half. Corner number 5 for Spain, and Germany not defending that set piece much better than Spain defended the last 2 at the other end.
No, ended up being a 2-on-1 in Spain's favour at the far post there, and then panic ensued, big scramble, and they'll be pleased to see that ball go behind.
5 corners without reply, and this latest one will be taken on the Spanish right by Dani Olmo, deep in stoppage time, both arms above his head. It's a right-footed away swinger towards the penalty spot. Sula has patrolled that area pretty well by and large, heads it away, and that's the last action of the first half. Manuel Neuer making a very good, important early stop to get Dani Olmo effort onto the bar. Rudiger having the ball in the net from a header from a set piece at the other end 5 minutes before half-time. That one rightly disallowed for a very marginal offside. Still all to play for both tonight and in the group. Half-time, it's Germany 0, Spain 0. Well, it has been very noticeable how different performances have been from one game to the next for so many of the 32 participants in this fantastic competition. And the same is true for both of these two as well. Spain unable to replicate the heights that they hit against Costa Rica. Germany have been much more solid and yet far from spectacular. It was very noticeable in the first game that Germany played against Japan how markedly they fell away in the second half. Will that happen again here? They blew a half-time lead in that game to lose. The first time they'd lost a World Cup match when winning at the break since 1978. Will they be able to maintain at least parity in the second half of this one? They get us underway. Early ball right over the top of the Spanish back line from the kickoff. And it's picked up by Jamal Musiala. Spain regain their shape back behind the ball. And when a cross comes in, it's deflected and beaten into the ground by Unai Simon, who can pick up at the second attempt. Spain line up with Simon in goal. Carvajal, Rodri, Laporte and Jordi Alba. Gavi, Busquets and Pedri. Torres, Asensio and Dani Olmo. And Germany Neuer in goal. Kehrer, Süle, Rudiger and Raum. Kimmich and Goretzka. Gnabry, Gundogan, Musiala and Thomas Müller. And you very much doubt Muller's going to get 90 minutes, so it'd be interesting to see exactly when changes are made. Spain take a goal kick, they work it short to Laporte, straight back to the goalkeeper. Three pairs of German eyes light up as they half engage in a press. And Simon plays it long and Germany win it back, and Rudiger trying to turn it over the Spanish back line, just sends a ball arcing into the Spain right back position where Carvajal can comfortably lay back for his goalkeeper, and Simon will play out from the back again. Alongside me, former England captain Stuart Pearce. 90 seconds into the second half at 0-0.
Yeah, I think Germany have laid the blueprint here.
As Asensio plays it in, and Neuer can make a comfortable save on a cross that was under-hit along the ground and easy to save.
I think Germany have laid the blueprint here for pressing Spain from goal kicks and that type of thing.
Now they play it forward themselves. Muller's offside. Flag is up. And the referee now blows his whistle. He's not got the pace really to be able to get past Laporte and co anymore, Thomas Müller. And the flag was up against him very early. Müller, who's gone 15 matches in major tournaments without scoring a goal. Last time he did, netted in that 7-1 win against Brazil in the semi-finals in 2014. If he would have scored tonight, he would tie Karl-Heinz Rummenigge on 45 for Germany, equal in 6th place in their all-time standings. But it would be his first tournament goal for 8.5 years. Spain will bring it back. That pressing from Germany has been good. It hasn't always been uniform, but it has been good. Goretzka's gone down here holding his face, just got caught by Gavi with a challenge that put him on the deck, and it's going to be a free kick to Germany.
Yeah, I think Spain enjoy playing out from the back, but the one thing Germans have done, have gone on man for man, squeezed it really high, aggressive press, and they've made it very, very uncomfortable for the Spanish.
So Rudiger will take this free kick. Live at the Al Bayt Stadium here on TalkSport. One of more than 450 live games we'll bring you over the course of the season. Every England game live right here, every game for the World Cup live on the TalkSport network, including another 4 tomorrow, starting with Cameroon against Serbia on TalkSport 2 from 10 on TalkSport at the same time. The brilliant White and Jordan. Neuer clearing from inside his own penalty area, chipping it down for West Ham's Thilo Kehrer, and then played forward into the feet of Serge Gnabry. And notwithstanding the fact that Gnabry and Musiala, two young tyros in this German side, it is the oldest team they've picked for a World Cup match since the final in 2002, when they lost. That was the tournament in which they did so well to get to the final after being in disarray only 6 months previously. Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper's got the ball at his feet inside the box. Plays it out to Laporte. Rodri peels away to offer himself as a passing option on the right-hand side of the penalty area, but Simon will bring the ball to a halt. He's just waiting for Muller to apply the press. Then he plays it down towards Rodri. Rodri takes it right out towards the touchline, drives it forward, hits the nearest German player. They made a right mess of playing out here, Spain. Kimmich trying to slide in, wins a free kick. And in a decent position to try and find Rudiger again. 8 yards outside the penalty area, led with the left-hand edge of the box.
It really is their Achilles heel. As I say, they're desperate to play out Spain. That they've not got another default situation. They don't squeeze up and kick. They're desperate to play out. And Germany have done extremely well. They've turned the ball over on several occasions. And as you say, they've got a brilliant opportunity now to deliver another set play, which is obviously something else, another line of attack that they look as though they could cause a problem to the Spanish.
Well, Spain have sorted it out because they're still defending largely zonally, but they've got Jordi Alba on Rudiger. Now they pass him on to Busquets on Rudiger, but they've got somebody within 2 feet of him this time, which they didn't for the 2 set pieces in the first half. In comes the free kick, left-footed, and coming around the back, it was Kehrer. But he would have been offside, I think, had he got to that, and it was over here anyway. Out of play, goal kick, and with 5 into the second half at 0-0.
I'm not exaggerating here when I say there was, in fact, 2, 4, 6 players in an offside position. Literally, Spain stand there and don't move. Now, if you time your run right, you're in.
Right. Takes nerves of steel to do it as a defensive line. You could probably get away with doing it once, but could you get away with trying that again the second time? And again, Simon trying to play out from the back to Busquets, who just hit a looping ball out towards the right-hand touchline to get it out of harm's way. I think every potential opponent Spain have in this tournament will look at the way Germany are pressing them and look at the way Spain are dealing with that, and will feel that there's an Achilles heel there that can be exposed.
Definitely. And when you look at free kicks as well, as I say, the last one, the one that Rudiger scored that was chalked off, one player dropped and he was 3 yards behind the rest of them that stood still, and as luck happens for them, Rudiger was just a little bit too impatient.
So an opportunity for Spain to bring it forward. It's 0-0 on TalkSport, 6.5 minutes into the second half. Rudiger scoring in the first half, disallowed for a close offside. Neuer's made the save of the game, the only notable save of the game, tipping an early Dani Olmo shot onto the bar. Busquets played forward over halfway. Pedri can't beat Kehrer. It's a game that so far has failed to live up to expectations. And the goal scoring that we saw on match day 1 has dropped off on match day 2. And that's because there are various nations trying to manage situations they find themselves with in the group. We expect the goal scorer will go up again in match day 3. Spain playing it forward around the corner. And then Germany work it over the top, and it's too long for Gnabry. There's not a huge amount of quality in this.
No, it's dropped a little bit, especially this second half. Germany are pressing really hard, putting pressure on the ball, putting pressure on the Spanish players, and they're turning the ball over too readily for certainly them, and more so their manager.
Here's Unai Simon, who plays his club football for Bilbao, getting it out towards the right-hand touchline where Spain are able to bring it under control and work it back through the midfield. And now young Pedri can play it down to the Spanish left for Dani Olmo, who plays his club football in Germany for Leipzig, and will try and take on Kehrer on the outside. And Kehrer has come across and has defended it really well. He's just flicked it into Dani Olmo, out of play for a goal kick that Manuel Neuer will take. And this has already got the feeling of a match that might end 0-0. They're going to make a change, the Spanish. And it's going to be Morata, who's the first cab off the rank. Player who scored in that 6-0 win for Spain against Germany a couple of years ago. Scored the 7th goal against Costa Rica the other night. And he's going to come on for Ferran Torres. So the first change, Morata for Ferran. It's been made 8 minutes into the second half.
Obviously not too happy. It's an early time to make a change into the second half when you've just had all the team in the dressing room. So maybe potentially he's not too happy with what he's seen.
Are you surprised that Ferran Torres has come on?
I am a little bit, to be honest with you. I thought it would be more like for like. Maybe he wants more punch up front, but to be fair to the Germans, they've come out this half very aggressive on the press, and I think they're desperate to get 3 points on the board.
So a slightly different role for Asensio now, with Morata coming on, and he'll get on the end of a good, quick taken throw, quickly taken throw out towards the far touchline. He makes his run, but was quickly blocked off. Alvaro Morata, who's got a decent goal-scoring record for his country, 28 and 58. Goal today would see him tie Fernando Hierro, who is here at the Al Bayt Stadium in Alcor to watch his nation play. Kimmich laying it back to his goalkeeper Neuer. Neuer controlling it near the penalty spot and then played it straight out of the penalty area to Sula, then getting it back, chips it down towards the right-hand side for Kehrer. Just a nonchalant, lazy ball sails over Kehrer's head and straight out of play for a throw to Spain. Well, this hasn't been a masterclass.
Jim, the first pass he played to Sula was a horrible ball. He had his back to play, being pressed by... He's fortunate that it wasn't a hard press. It come back to him and then he's chipped it out of play. Very strange.
Gundogan back for Goretzka. Unai Simon is almost on the edge of the centre circle, the goalkeeper, as he comes out to get on the ball that was swept forward to try and get Goretzka in on the third man run. It's put out of play for a throw which will be taken on the German right-hand side. 10 gone second half on TalkSport. Next Saturday we'll be bringing you live an exclusive radio commentary of Fury Chisora, the trilogy for the WBC World Heavyweight title. It's next Saturday night on TalkSport. Well, the Mexican wave is going round with regularity and with volume as well, which is an eloquent summation of the lack of excitement in the game. Now the German press finds Gundogan. Kimmich, good save. Beaten away by Unai Simon. And again, him just made a huge mess of playing out from the back. Every time he goes back to either the goalkeeper or the centre halves, they're panic-stricken, and Germany almost made the most of it.
I've got to say, it was a fantastic press by Germany. 2, 3, 4 players all went aggressively as well. And to be honest with you, if you say this is sending a message loud and clear to anybody that's playing Spain, get your press right, you're going to get chances.
Well, you did say, after the 7-0 win the other day, I don't know whether you said it on air or not, but you said it to us privately, you didn't think they had a chance of getting to the last four, Spain. I understand where you're coming from. This is Germany's first corner. A right-footed ball drifted in towards the near post, and Morata skies it clear. Back out towards the far touchline, the German left, and they'll be able to bring it forward again. Sliding challenge is a good one from Carvajal to win it, and Spain will be able to break quickly up the right-hand touchline. A little bit of wrestling going on over on the far side, and the referee will take exception to that and will produce a yellow card. Danny Macaulay. It was a good break by Asensio, and Goretzka knew that he couldn't let him get too far. He tried to interlock arms, and then when that didn't work, he pushed his other arm across the body of Asensio, fouled him, and is cautioned.
Yeah, Goretzka knew exactly, I cannot lose this foot race. He's beyond me and a pathway to goal. So I'll still complain about it. It's a definite booking, no doubt. There's a game here that anyone could win, Jim. And at the moment, in the first half, it looked like Spain. In the second half, it looked like clear-cut chances and availability is going to come to Germany.
If Germany were to win it, all four teams would have 3 points going into the final set of games. I mean, there'd be a huge goal difference advantage for Luis Enrique's man. Here's Dani Olmo from distance. Neuer makes a comfortable save. He's tried his luck from 30 yards. And it's a World Cup that's seen very few goals from outside the penalty area up to this point. Is it just 3 or 4, I think, in 60-odd goals that we've seen? Neuer unfazed by that, and he bowls it out. Gundogan playing it back to him. Neuer controlling it on his left foot, drives it forward with his right over the halfway line. Gnabry coming to meet it with Jordi Alba. Gnabry got the touch, turns it back through the midfield for Musiala, who's been quite quiet tonight, but he can make good progress here up the left-hand side. playing it in towards Raum. Raum crossing it inside the penalty area towards the far post. Nobody had gone there. Muller had made a run into the centre and everyone else had gone near post, and it's sailed over the line and out of play for a throw that will be taken on the Spanish left-hand side. And it remains 0-0 here on TalkSport.
Yeah, I think someone should have gambled on that. The ball wasn't as bad as one or two of the German strikers, and Muller especially, was suggesting.
No foul on Jordi Alba. Gets himself back to his feet very quickly after Gnabry got the better of him. There is then a foul by Kimmich. And a free kick which will be taken on the Spanish left after Dani Olmo is brought down, and Kimmich is booked. So both central midfielders booked in the space of a couple of minutes here for Germany.
Yeah, the game's got a little bit scrappy, hasn't it, this second half especially, and I don't think Kimmich can complain about that. It was late, and 6 studs down the shin.
Earlier today, Belgium 0, Morocco 2. Big surprise result there. Croatia 4, Canada 1. The Canadians taking the lead, scoring their first ever World Cup goal, and then eliminated. And the other game in this group, the first of the day that we brought you on TalkSport 2 this morning, Japan 0, Costa Rica 1, which has opened this group right up. Another free kick for Germany as Musiala was making his way forward, and Gavi fouled him, just stuck out a right leg, brought him down, and a free kick to Germany. And will Spain try and defend this the same way? If they just hold the line, a deep runner could cause some significant problems. Will Germany be able to get it right? They've put Muller into a deliberately offside position inside the penalty area. Spain are holding a defensive line 6 yards outside the box. They've got a line of 6. It's floated in right-footed. Coming around the back is Rudiger, and it's laughably overhit. Straight out of play for a goal kick.
Jim, this is so frustrating. They've got a situation where it's almost like putting a row of mannequins and not going to move until the ball's been hit, and you can't time your run to go in behind. Incredible.
Spain bring forward. Gavi. Germany will feel this is there for the taking. Morata working it wide out to the Spanish right-hand side. Fire back in for Dani Olmo, left-hand side of the penalty area. Trying to get it onto his right foot to get a shot in. Kehrer can clear. Spain pick it up in a deeper position, nearer halfway. Back it goes for Laporte, to Busquets, to Rodri inside the centre circle, and out of the Spanish right again. Back from Dani Carvajal. Busquets, played forward by Busquets to Dani Olmo. Jordi Alba making his way forward from left back. Haven't seen that too often. Good ball into the near post. Fired into the roof of the net. Spain take the lead. It's Morata. Germany have been the better team in this second half. Spain's first meaningful attack since the break ends up with Morata making a clever near post run across his man and firing it past Neuer into the roof of the net. Sura, the player that was beaten, and Morata has only been on the field 8 minutes and he's made a huge difference. Germany in trouble and Spain on the verge of going through.
Well, it's been all Germany since the break. Then all of a sudden you get a situation, there's no rhythm at all in Spain's play, and then all of a sudden, ball out wide, in it comes Morata, got in front of Sula, and I've got to say he's flicked it with the outside of his right foot, just got underneath it with a great flick, and it's beaten a collapsing Neuer.
Neuer down on one knee as the ball went past him. Alvaro Morata scored the last time the two sides met, scores again here. That's 2 in 2 substitute appearances in this World Cup for him. Luis Enrique dancing with delight down the touchline, and Spain can hold this lead. They're through. Neuer clearing. Germany won't be eliminated if it stays this way, but it makes life very difficult for them. Spain 1, Germany 0. Alvaro Morata, former Chelsea man, on the score sheet again. And Germany will bring it forward towards the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Left-footed ball swerved inside the area, too high for Muller, headed away by Jordi Alba into a central position. Shot comes in, rifled in by Goretzka. And then Dani Olmo, he fouled by Gnabry as the ball broke outside the penalty area. The referee says yes, it's a free kick to Spain. Germany will be wondering how it happened. They had 2 or 3 really good opportunities to take the lead in the second half, pass them up, and then get hit with Spain's first meaningful attack.
Yeah, and I think Spain needed that. They had no rhythm to their play. Germany knocked them out of that rhythm, if I'm being honest with you. Stopped them playing from the back. Very few consecutive passes. Spain couldn't take the sting out of the game, and then all of a sudden Morata, with a wonderful finish, I've got to say, goal scorer's finish, just lifted it, let the momentum of the ball carry it into the net. And I still think there's something in it for Germany, but it just depends how much this goal has affected their confidence.
Spain have got a really good record in their World Cup history when they've scored first. They won 25 and lost only 5. Dani Olmo bringing it forward, chance for 2-0 that they passed up. Asensio, unmarked, 15 yards out, body shape all wrong, blazes it over the bar. Massive let-off for Germany.
Great play, great overload, 4 on 3, ball slid across the edge of the box, it was left to run, and instead of taking a touch and steadying himself, got too excited.
That was the finish of a man who's only scored twice in 33 games for his country. Well, it's a game that could have been so different, but Spain lead it, and they're on the verge of making it through to the last 16. They're going to make a double change very shortly. We're going to see Koke, and we're going to see Nico Williams as well. First player to come off is Asensio, getting the hook immediately after that miss. So Nico Williams is going to come on to replace him. Nico Williams, who plays his club football for Bilbao, only 20, just his 5th cap. He only made his debut in Switzerland earlier this year. His older brother also at the World Cup, playing for Ghana, who will in action tomorrow here on TalkSport at 1 o'clock. They take on South Korea. And the other change sees Koke coming on, and he's replaced Gavi in the midfield. So 3 changes now for Spain, who lead 1-0 and who have a goal kick as the ball is shepherded out by Dani Carvajal. You're with TalkSport, just shy of the midway stage of this second half. Spain 1, Germany 0. What are your thoughts on that double change there, Stu?
I find it quite intriguing. They've just taken the lead in the game. They look as though things are settling down a little bit, and all of a sudden he makes 2 changes, and for me that suggests there's a manager that's looking at the long term, as bizarre as it sounds, you know what I mean, bringing Williams on, and it just looks as though, look, we're okay in this game, I'm going to bring a youngster on.
They'll push forward again with Morata. Big roar of expectation has come off him. He's claiming that actually hit the defender. It was a back pass. Neuer came out and handled it, and showed no reluctance whatsoever to bend down and pick it up, so he clearly felt that it took a touch off Morata. Neuer knows that cross from Jordi Alba took a touch off Morata as it flew past him to give Spain the lead. Here's Gnabry bringing it forward through the midfield. Goretzka, forward comes Kimmich and just shoves Koke to the ground. Welcome to the game for the Atletico Madrid man, who's made more than 550 appearances for his club and wins a 70th cap tonight. Nico Williams wide on the right-hand side of the front 3, which is the position that he came on the other day as well against Costa Rica. Now, they made similar changes. Koke came on in that game and replaced Busquets on that occasion at the heart of the back line. He's actually in a slightly more advanced role here, but they brought Morata on through the middle and Nico Williams on the right that day as well. Spain are in possession. Jordi Alba going back for Unai Simon. He's got it only about 7 yards from his own goal. Goretzka forward to lead the press, but not with any real strength and vehemence this time, and that's allowed the Spanish goalkeeper to get it away untroubled. Looking for Nico Williams, one back there by Rudiger. Had the ball in the net in the first half, only to see it disallowed for a close offside. Ball's out for a throw, which will be taken on the Spanish right, and Germany have got just over 20 minutes to salvage something here, and they're going to look to the bench to do it, and they're going to be bringing on Sane, who missed the first game through injury, but he's going to come on here. They're going to bring on Klosterman, and they're going to bring on Füllkrug. So it's a winger, a defender, and an old-fashioned number 9, the 3 men that will be coming on with 20 minutes to go. That'll happen the next break. Pedri's got it for Spain. He's played it for them. Morata Flag doesn't come up. Might have been close had he got there first. Neuer has come out and swept up and cleared his line anyway. Brought back down in the midfield on the German right-hand side by Ilkay Gundogan, who wins the throw and immediately looks to the bench as if he senses he's going to be one of the ones coming off here. So let's see which numbers are put up. And Gundogan, sure enough, is the first to make way. So Gundogan off. And he's going to be replaced by Leroy Sané. And the other players that are coming off are Müller and Kehrer. So Klostermann for Kehrer at right back. Sané replacing Gundogan, but they'll have to shuffle things around a little bit. Füllkrug will play through the middle to replace Thomas Müller. Germany restart with the throw taken by Klostermann, and then it comes back to Dani Olmo, who misses his kick and goes out of play for a throw. Klostermann will take this throw as well. Down towards the corner flag, controlled on the right thigh of Musiala, but he couldn't find a way through. Dani Olmo clears his lines. No Spanish player that far up the field. Plenty of time for Rudiger to run round to the touchline and field it and get Germany going from the back. So a triple change then, Stu. Sané, Klostermann and Füllkrug for Gundogan, Kehrer and Müller.
Yeah, I felt as though after a really, really good start to the second half and looked like the team that were going to break the deadlock, the goal from Spain has really rocked them, and something had to be done. The press has not been as aggressive, and it's rocked their confidence in what they can get and achieve out of this game. I still think there's an opportunity for them, but listen, they've got to be the one to believe that, not me.
So here's Sané. He missed that first game with a knee injury. Klostermann making a run outside him. He just tried to divert it inside the penalty area, but couldn't find Musiala, who can now get it in the next phase of play. Laying it back for Sané again, the former Manchester City man, to Goretzka. Clever dummy from him. He's got support coming in from behind him. Round. Couldn't get on the return ball from Gnabry. And Spain bring it away. They're very good on the counter-attack. They've got some real speed merchants on now, like this man, Nico Williams, who's got it in space, running at Rudiger. He slowed things right down. Germany got bodies back behind the ball. He's clipped it inside the penalty area, where it was a good attempt just to head it on inside the box for Morata, but it just didn't quite come off from Koke. Made a lung-busting run. He covered an awful lot of ground and then missed the ball, and as a result of that, Germany have it back. And to use horse racing parlance, there's a suspicion perhaps that Germany don't get the trip these days over 90 minutes. Saw that against Japan, where they kind of fizzled out, and maybe saw them a little bit here as well.
Yeah, I don't know whether sometimes you're a team that's used to going all the way and used to going to the finals culturally, and it's such a big blow, sort of, having been beaten in the first game especially, and then to go a goal behind in this, well, we saw it as a must-win game for them.
Remember, if they lose it, they aren't mathematically eliminated. Musiala playing it in and on the stretch. He just couldn't quite reach it. Trying to get across the near post. I think it was Füllkrug actually. Just couldn't quite get the touch to divert it past the centre half, and it drifts out of play for a goal kick.
I think we'll come away from the stadium, Jim, again tonight, and I saw it in the first game when Spain played, and I've seen it again, that there are vulnerabilities there, you know, and certainly that is the case of looking at the Germans as well.
Last games in this group are Thursday. Spain take on Japan. Germany take on Costa Rica. Both of those teams on 3 points. Lovely reverse ball inside the area. What a chance! Good save from Unai Simon. Strong right hand up, denied Musiala. Round comes onto it. Gnabry through a crowd of players, volleys wide, taking a deflection on its way. Out of play for a corner. Spain carved open again. Needed the goalkeeper to come to their rescue.
I've got to say, he should have pulled that ball across the face of the goal. It was incredible. He's done really well. Brilliant run, brilliant ball. And once you're in there, just slide it back to your mate. Just roll it back to your mate, and he'll slide one in. And I'll tell you what, in the dressing room, he'll come in there and give you a big kiss.
Spain 1, Germany 0. In comes the corner, and it's headed over the bar. Füllkrug attacking it. That's the kind of service on which he thrives. Couldn't make the most of the chance. He's the man who's the second top scorer in the Bundesliga this season with 10 in 14. He scored the winner on his international debut against Oman a couple of weeks ago It's only his third cap tonight, the Werder Bremen striker, and he could have had 2 inside the opening 6 minutes he's been on the field. His side still trail, staring down the barrel of a third successive World Cup defeat for the first time in their history as either Germany or West Germany. Spain lead 1-0. And we've played 74. You're with TalkSport, Jim Bradford and Stuart Pearce talking through the action. Morata's goal 12 minutes ago, the difference between these two teams. The Spanish performance has been chalk and cheese with the fact that they mustered against Costa Rica. And in fairness, Germany, by and large, have been better tonight than they were against Japan, but there's not the intensity that they would want. They've been unable to breach the Spanish defence despite a few good opportunities. Spain with better possession here with Pedri. Plays it back through his own half to Rodri. I'll ask your views on Rodri as a centre-half in a moment. Here's Busquets playing it forward out to the Spanish right. Koke, Morata on the counter-attack. Goal side of Sula. Flag's not up. Morata inside the penalty area. Back for Nico Williams. Couldn't get it out from underneath his right foot. And now the flag comes up about 8-10 seconds late. I know that they are instructed to keep the flag down, but that seemed a clear-cut one. Here's Busquets. The free kick taken by Germany and possession immediately surrendered. Now Jordi Alba down to the left-hand side. Luis Enrique with both hands out, just telling his players to calm things down. Spain making progress after a disappointing World Cup of 2014 and 18. Got within a penalty shootout of the final of Euro 2020. They did make the final of the Nations League in 2021 where they were beaten by France. Crowd here just a shade under 69,000 tonight. Here's Busquets playing it forward. Morata, Spanish support outnumbering the German support. Certainly it seems in terms of volume here this evening. Here's Dani Olmo for Spain. 14 minutes away from a place in the knockout stages. They lead Germany 1-0 and they've just been able to take the sting out of the game in the last 3-4 minutes or so. Yeah, and as you just said there, Jim, this is their best defensive option. It really is. We spoke about it earlier pre-show, but it takes the sting out of Germany, and at the moment, if Germany get on the front foot, I still think there's something in it for them. I really do. Kimmich, so vastly experienced, pirouetting in the midfield, working it wide to the left flank for Gnabry. Back from the former Arsenal and West Bromwich Albion player to Rudiger. Rudiger rolls his studs over the top of the ball on the left of the two German centre-halves, chipping it forward, easily headed away though by Dani Carvajal. It was a poor ball, and Carvajal is able to deal with the situation very neatly, and then Rodri just repays the favour and has given it straight back to Germany. On the left flank they'll bring it forward. Round can't find a way past Carvajal, then Nico Williams is defending, and he's lost out to Gnabry, who can emerge with possession almost inexplicably, can't find Füllkrug, and the referee then says ball's gone out of play for a throw over on the far touchline. I know the Lions people cannot put their flag up for offside, but they can certainly put their flag up when it goes out of play, surely. Well, you'd have thought. I'll tell you what, it's touch and go whether it actually did. Yeah. Throw to Spain in the right back position. 13 minutes to go. This group as it stands: Spain 6, Japan 3, Costa Rica 3, Germany 0. Final games: Germany taking on Costa Rica. Spain will play Japan on Thursday. If it stays this way, Germany very much up against it, but not out. So at this stage, Jim, give or take, near enough definitely, Spain have won the group. Would that be correct? Yeah, they would definitely be through, and they've, give or take, won the group. Absolutely. I'll tell you exactly the circumstances on which they wouldn't have won the group in a moment, as Pedri receives the ball and it's gone out of play for a throw. So they would win the group unless they lost by at least 5 to Japan on Thursday. It's not going to happen. They have won the group effectively if they can win here. if it stays this way and Germany lose, they can still qualify. They need to beat Costa Rica. They need Spain to beat Japan. And they would need to win by the same amount that they lose by tonight. So, if they lose this 1-0, if my maths is correct from earlier, they'd only have to win and the other result go their way. They're on the front foot again here towards the edge of the penalty area. Oh, Sane almost there, but to trick his way all the way through. But he couldn't beat the last defender. Germany win it back. Füllkrug flicking it forward. Raum lost his balance but was back on his feet to get possession back. Füllkrug with quick feet for the cliched big man has drawn a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area. Germany are claiming there was a handball in the box in the previous phase of play as Sane clipped it in. We're just seeing a replay now. It did hit the hand of Busquets, but it's not extended outside the body. I'll be amazed if they do give anything for that. There was then a firm challenge from Rodri on Sane, his former Manchester City teammate, and again that was fair, but the one on Füllkrug on the edge of the area from Rodri wasn't, and this is a really good position for Germany. The free kick will be taken. It's left of centre. It's 3 yards outside the box, maybe 10 feet, 11 feet outside the box. The wall is being walked back level with the penalty spot. It's almost the perfect angle. Unai Simon, the Spanish goalkeeper, has his right shoulder against his right-hand post, and he's asking the wall just to shuffle across just a little bit to his left-hand side, and he's unhappy that they're not getting the message. Nico Williams is down in the draft excluder position behind the wall. Germany have lined up a false wall of 3 in front of the Spanish contingent. It's a right-footed effort straight into that Spanish wall, not Kimmich's best. He's got a corner, but he really didn't test anybody.
Jim, I'm just astounded. You get a situation like that, they're trying to go up and down in a really tight area, just hit the side the goalkeeper's at. My goodness me. I'm concerned if I was German at this moment in time.
As Kimmich takes the corner, it's headed away by Morata. Out for Sane. Poor touch from him. Oh, the counter-attack's on. And it's 5 against 3 here for Spain. Poor early ball. Nico Williams isn't going to get to that, and it's evaporated just as quickly as it threatened to develop.
It certainly did. My main concern for Germany, if they don't get an equaliser in this, going into the last game, Spain changing all their players, half-cocked, and then just basically a point for Japan sees them over the line.
Yep, Spain would have the option effectively of electing to knock Germany out if it stays this way. I know things like that don't happen, but hey, Luis Enrique is in a position where he can pick the side that he wants. He's earned the right to make 11 changes if he wants to. If they got 6 points after these 2 games, they have, as we say, effectively won the group. You've got to pick a side that's strong enough not to lose 5-0 to Japan, and as a consequence, draw in that game would see Germany eliminated. So they're behind the 8 ball, even though they're not mathematically out if they lose this. They need an equaliser. Jordi Alba coming off, and he is going to be replaced by Balde, who wasn't in the original squad. He was a late replacement for Valencia's Jose Gaya, and he comes on for only his 2nd cap. The Barcelona left-back has only made 23 appearances for his club, all of them over the last year or so, and Balde comes on for his 2nd cap for his country, having made his debut the other night. 8 to go, plus stoppage time. Germany 0, Spain 1. Thanks to Morata's goal. Here's Leroy Sane slipping in inside the penalty area. It's Füllkrug! It's 1-1! Rising drive into the roof of the net. It's been coming throughout this second half. And Nicholas Füllkrug, who wasn't even an international player 3 weeks ago, has scored a hugely significant World Cup goal. Spain won, Germany won. There's the lifeline Die Mannschaft needed.
Well, once again, loose pass, all of a sudden encouragement for the Germans. And I've got to say, this fella's come off the bench and he's really had a good impact on the game, Füllkrug. Incredible. Bustled his way into the box there, shook his own teammate off, pushed him out of the way, and unloaded a shot that the goalkeeper just could not react to. I'll tell you what, wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit more in this game for Germany.
2 goals in 3 games for his country. Nicholas Füllkrug making it 1-1. Well, hang on, it's being checked. All goals are checked, but This inspection seems to be taking longer than normal. And the referee hasn't given the signal for the restart as yet. Germany poised to make a change, but they don't want to make the change until they know if the goal stands. So there's all a little bit of uncertainty at the moment. Didn't see anything wrong with it. The goal does stand. 1-1, and it sets up a thrilling climax to the game. A match that has been a bit of a slow burner, but it's come to life. Morata on 62, Füllkrug on 83. And Germany are going to make a change. They're bringing Gnabry off, and they're going to bring Jonas Hoffmann on. And he's going to go over to the left. He normally plays on the right or in central midfield for his club. But he's coming on the left-hand side with Sane on the right. So Hoffmann for Gnabry. 6.5 minutes to go. It's there to be won for either team now. Are we going to be in a position at the end of the night that all four sides in this group, Group E, have got 3 points? Could happen. Germany will feel that this is a match they deserve to win. 1-1 is the scoreline. They blew a 1-0 lead in the first game. Can they come from 1-0 down to win the second? Spain have a throw into Morata, trying to hold it up on the right-hand side of the penalty area, and shepherded over the line by Rudiger for a goal kick. But one of the Spanish players on the far side has gone down, Koke, claiming that he just ended up wearing an arm or an elbow. The arm did come out from Rudiger trying to protect the space. Nothing in it, and it's going to be a goal kick which Manuel Neuer will take. 5 to go, 1 apiece.
Yeah, the Spanish have been rocked this second half. I think they were the better side certainly in the first, but well,
they'll try and get through again with Sane's pace. They're just asking a couple of significant questions of Balde, but just use his muscle to allow the ball to run through to the goalkeeper, and they'll play out from the back again. 1-1, 4 to go.
Yep, the Spanish have been shaken a little bit. Their normal passing has been awry mainly because of the pressure of the Germans, and once again it's not the first or the second or the third on that occasion, but the fourth pass becomes that hurried because of the press.
And here's another change, and it's going to be Schlotterbeck for Raum. So they're going to change the shape, potentially, Germany, maybe just to protect the point that they've now got. Now, this is their last change of the game. Schlotterbeck started the first game at centre-half, dropped for this one, and he's going to replace Raum. Is he going to play as a conventional left-back? I think he is. Schlotterbeck taking the throw towards the edge of the penalty area. Füllkrug, the score of the German equaliser, helping it on. Cleared then on the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Flicked on by Morata. Won back by Spain in the midfield. By Germany in the midfield. He goes back for Rudiger. And he controls it. And again, will look for the long ball. Spain playing with a really high line. And Germany will sort of sit and pick it up inside their own half, but will look for that ball pinged over the top to turn the Spanish back line, run onto it, try and win the second, see what happens. It's been a tactic that's been quite effective.
Yeah, they want a high-tempo, hard-pressing game, the Germans, and if you do that, you've got more chance of scoring, and also as well, you knock Spain out of their rhythm, and they do like a rhythm to what they do.
Got one change left. No, they haven't got any changes left, Spain. They've made 4 substitutions, but they've used their 3 separate junctures to make them. Germany have made all 5 of their changes. We've got 2 to go. 1-1 the scoreline. So much to look back on over this weekend on breakfast on Talk Sport tomorrow. And Stuart will be with Laura and Ali live in Qatar. Talk Sport breakfast tomorrow morning. When you wake up at 6 o'clock on your way to work, join the guys. Süle, the heart of the German defence. Spain win it back. And it goes back for Unai Simon again, controlling it inside the penalty area, and they'll play it out towards Rodri. Rodri through the midfield to Pedri. Pedri's got Balde to his left. He's got Dani Olmo making a run ahead of him. Balde coming back inside, finding his club teammate Pedri. Then he's laid back for Laporte, who finds his club teammate Rodri. 4 for Pedri again. Pedri, who turned 20 just in the last few days. 1-1 the scoreline here with a minute plus stoppage time to go, so maybe 5 minutes of action, 6 minutes of action left. Ball play forward by Williams. Here's Morata, right hand side of the area. Schlotterbeck with the challenge. Corner.
Brilliant tackle. Morata just about to pull the trigger on that shot, albeit a very tight angle. Well, really touch and go. That might have been offside, it might not.
Spain have their first corner of this second half, and it comes in the 90th minute. 1-1 the score. Morata giving Spain the lead for 20 minutes. Füllkrug equalised. Corner taken short, work back by Williams towards the edge of the area for Pedri. Back out to Williams again, hugging the right-hand touchline. He's level with the edge of the German penalty area. Can't deliver across. Played back for Pedri. 6 minutes are going to be added when we get there. Sliding challenge comes in inside the box to dispossess Dani Olmo, and then Kimmich will dig it clear. Was hoping to play it out off a Spanish player for a throw, but he didn't quite get the angle right. Spain will pick it up in a deeper position inside the centre circle with Balde. Balde for Rodri. Confirmation of the 6 additional minutes from the 4th official, Istvan Kovacs of Romania, as Balde goes back to the edge of his own penalty area for Laporte. 6 minutes for either side to win it. 1-1 the scoreline at the moment, which will see Spain top the group with 4 at the end of the night. Japan and Costa Rica 3 and Germany on 1. Germany still in there fighting, thanks to Füllkrug's equalising goal. They wouldn't have been mathematically eliminated with a defeat, but as we mentioned, they would have been behind the 8 ball had they lost this. Spain could have elected to effectively take them out. Rodri playing it forward, played by Carvajal, off the nearest German player for a throw, which Spain will take on the right-hand side. Spain will be the happier of the two teams with the draw, not just in the context of the group, but also in terms of the fact that they will feel that Germany probably have been the better side and more deserving of the win. It would feel like a better result for Spain on the balance of the 90 minutes we've seen. Dani Olmo back inside his own half. It has been a tournament that has provided numerous late goals. Now we're going to see another very significant one here in the desert in Al Bayt. Ball towards the edge of the box is knocked away by Klosterman, who's shuffled across the defensive line to get it clear. Germany trying to pick it up and get the counter-attack going, and they might be able to inside the centre circle. Nice little touch by Sane. Germany bring it forward again. Spain have got 4 back behind the ball. Schlotterbeck made a really good run on the left-hand side outside the midfield, but Kimmich elected to go into the middle instead. He's lost possession and Spain can bring it forward. Dani Olmo has it, coming in off the left flank, running towards the edge of the German penalty area. Good challenge coming in from Sula. He was fouled. The advantage would have worked well for Germany, but the referee Macauley's pulled it back. Free kick to Germany, and we've got about 4.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. It's 1 apiece.
I don't think they've done the Germans any favours there at all by blowing up and pulling that back. There is a potential re-counter attack on.
The Germans have it on the right-hand side. Musiala, one number 14 up against the other, Balde. Musiala laying it back for Leroy Sané. Sané into the heart of the midfield for Leon Goretzka. To Schlotterbeck, to Rudiger. Back again for Sula. Clipped over the top inside the penalty area, headed back past Unai Simon, out for a corner. They're panicking, Spain. Carvajal's won 5 Champions Leagues, but he just looked panic-stricken and has headed that past his goalkeeper straight out of play for a needless corner.
This is probably the last thing they needed to do, give away a set play at this stage of the game. No time to reply if this hits the back of the net. And Germany, 6 players in the box, the other 3 ringing it.
So Schlotterbeck is the most advanced of the German players. He stands goal side of the goalkeeper. On the edge of the six is Hoffman. He's now right in front of the goalkeeper. Fulkrug may well be the target here. Man who scored 2 goals for his country in 70 minutes of international action. Sula's at the far post. Rudiger, who they habitually left free, the Spanish defence in the first half from set pieces, waits. He's the target at the far post. It's beaten him and Rodri. Spain have got a player down. Is it Busquets inside the penalty area? The referee's waved him up. He said there was nothing wrong with a challenge on him from Rudiger as he tried to get free of his shackles. And it goes out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the German right-hand side by Klostermann.
The Germans are looking to take a quick throw-in because they got players on. The referee stops the game, tells Busquets he's play acting, and now all of a sudden the Spanish have all marked up everybody. Ridiculous refereeing.
Free kick taken on the right-hand side by by Klostermann. Musiala trying to help it forward. Rudiger hoisting it high. 90 seconds left. Musiala bringing it down. Musiala looking for support. He's got some out to his left-hand side, but Schlotterbeck couldn't get there in time. And now Nico Williams finds himself involved in a foot race, and it is a brilliant recovering challenge from Goretzka, who's on a yellow card and couldn't get it wrong. Germany then bring it forward. Good ball from Schlotterbeck. This is the chance. Hasn't been taken. Out came Unai Simon. Sane took it past him to the byline, clipped it back in, but couldn't find a teammate, and it's volleyed away for a corner.
Jim, they turn round and say a good tackle can save you a goal at times. That was evidence of that. What an incredible tackle by Goretzka. And then from that, the counter-attack went. Sane in on goal. He just looked as they overrun it slightly, but another opportunity of a corner.
Sane back on his feet. Sat on the ground in frustration for about 20 seconds. This is it for Germany. Can they win it? In comes the set piece. That's great goalkeeping from Unai Simon. He's not had a good night, but that is a brilliant claim, and it is the prelude to the full-time whistle. A big sigh of relief from Spanish and German fans alike. From Spain that they've got away with this, from Germany that they found an equaliser with Fulkrug 7 minutes from time, which has effectively kept them in the World Cup. Their fate very much in their own hands. A much improved performance after the lacklustre second half against Japan. Spain unable to hit the heights that they showed against Costa Rica. Second best for long periods tonight, and it's pretty easy to see a blueprint for how to beat them further in the tournament. But they're in control of the group. If they win their next game, they have won the group, and Germany, if they win their next game, will be going through. This has finished. Germany 1, Spain 1.